From Atlanta. Wait, why can't I hear you, Jamie? Oh, you're muted. That's why. God.
Oh my God. Yeah. So I don't know why that happened. That's super weird.
So weird. Because I was on the same
Like you
link.
logged
So I
into
was
our
like,
account.
yeah. But I logged out. I was like, okay, let me try again. And then I retried and it opened me right up. I'm like,
Okay.
okay.
I'm gonna go grab my coffee, but I'll be right back. I'm
Everyone
really
in.
glad it worked. I'll be right back.
Hi, Wayne. Good morning. Hi, Melissa.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hi, Mary.
Good morning.
Had a minor freak out, thought that I couldn't get into my own meeting again. Luckily, it let me in after a few tries. So I was like, please don't do this today.
I know when I was in the waiting room, I'm like, okay, I hope this is like the right link that I clicked or whatever, because I realized it wasn't on my calendar. So then I had to rush to go register. And I'm like, I
I
thought I did this
know.
like 3 times already. What's happening?
I know. I realized the old registration was on my calendar twice, so neither of those worked. And I swear I registered for the new one already. So I was like, okay, I'll register again. So I did that again. And then I was like waiting for the host. I'm like, but I am the host. How do I get in here? So that's why you see 2 COC people. It's me and Jamie J.
Morning, Joe.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Jamie, do you think it's worth us resending the registration link again?
Totally. I missed. Were people still struggling to get in?
I imagine so. If I was having that much trouble, then
You know what? Yeah. I will. In fact, so let me look. I'll see how many people are
Yeah.
registered.
I wasn't even registered, so might not have had too many people.
This poor little meeting link is so fraught. I have 88 people registered. Let me just see.
I actually have 2 of them on my calendar.
Hopefully the right one.
Right?
Well, I'm here, so I don't know what the other one will take me.
Yeah, I was
Still
pruning the other ones and I was like, I hope I delete the correct one. So
Yes. I'm resending the confirmation email.
The other ones, when I clicked through to them, they said the link was invalid. So at least
Good.
you're not going to be sent to a wrong room.
Yes, like last time where we didn't know that it hadn't been canceled and people were in multiple. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, so if you get that, delete those ones. I had 2 of those.
Oops. Okay,
No,
so
it was my own fault. I didn't delete them.
okay, so I'm resending the confirmation email to everybody that has registered. All right. What I'm also going to do is resend the constant contact thing that has the link also.
Thank you.
Of course.
One of these days we'll figure it out.
You know, at least it's not like oh my God, the beginning of the pandemic when we had like WebEx and then we were trying to Zoom and then we were trying Teams and trying to learn WebEx, which is very not user-friendly. That was
WebEx was rough. I
I
forgot.
don't miss those days.
WebEx was fun, yes.
Oh my God, behind the scenes was even more fun. Okay.
Okay, I'm hesitant to start because people are still trickling in, so I'll give it a couple more minutes.
I wish I had some music I could play.
I know.
Okay, so I'm gonna resend. I'm just gonna shut up and I'm gonna resend the link behind the scenes.
I've got on my phone this 4-hour loop of the Jeopardy theme song. that I share when I want to be extra, extra. So
Maybe we need that this morning. It's just a bit early for all of these technical challenges. So sorry for those of you who normally start at 9. Okay, people are still trickling in. Jamie J, if you can admit them when they come in. I think you're still a co-host, something like that.
Well, let me see, because, yeah, I'm not seeing things trickle, like, I'm not seeing things pop up. Will you just check and make sure that let me also name myself.
Amy, I like those on your is that your cabinet? Those two, I love.
Thank you. Needs to be said.
Okay, there we go, Jamie. I think I
Okay.
made you co-host.
Thank you. Haha, I have power. Okay, let me go send the other thing and I will also admit people.
Awesome, thank you. All right, well, good morning, everyone. Thanks for putting up with or mostly my technical challenges per usual. I know it's early, so that's to be expected. But welcome to another provider call. I am Shelby Ferguson. I'm sorry, my name says COC. I had some problems logging in this morning, but good morning, everyone. Let's go ahead and get started. Oh my God, get out of here. All right, so per usual, if you want to put something in the chat, if you have any comments or questions, or you can use the raise hand function, I'll try to monitor that as best I can. And please try to keep yourself on mute if you can, so we can eliminate background noise. We have the same agenda that we always have as far as the different sections that we're going to be covering and different topics. I did want to plug that this call is now open for all. I will preface that with it will still very much be focused on homeless service providers, and it's still going to be the same type of content. So it might not be as relevant for folks who are not super connected to homeless services, but we are opening up the call, so anyone is welcome to join. So I think you still do need to register, but if you have other community members, or you have people that you work with in other agencies that might want to join this call or be interested in sitting in at least once, they're more than welcome to. All right, and then I have a couple resources to share. We don't have a provider specific presentation. We had some cancellations, but I did want to share a couple resources. And one of them, I'm not sure if they're here. So if they are, I will let them speak on their own organization, but I'm not sure if they were able to make it today. It's a resource called Make It Home. Jamie J, are you able to see if they are in attendance? The folks that emailed us from Make It Home.
I can't remember what the name was.
I don't believe so. I just wanted to double
Okay.
check.
I don't
Share.
think she is going to be here.
Okay.
Great. Okay, so I'm going to
It was
share actually
Leslie.
their flyer. So let's go to that. Well, if I can find it. Okay, not that one. Let me zoom in quite a lot. So Make It Home is it's a new resource to me, a new resource to us. I don't think is a new resource, but some of you all might be familiar with it. I think this is going to be a great resource for those of you in rapid rehousing or permanent supportive housing, or really anybody who's moving in your participants into housing. It's a furniture resource. I will preface that there is a fee. So I was looking through it to try and figure out, is this completely free? It's not free, but if you do have funds to help people with furniture, if that's something in your flexible pot of funds, it's $250 and they can get whatever they want. Sounds like a really big they could place like a really big order and just the fee is $250. So if you do have, like, if you are a rapid rehousing program, like JC, your team, I'm sure knows this resource and could use it. But yeah, $250 if you're an organization that has funds to do that is, you know, not much compared to how much it typically costs to get people furniture. So I did want to plug this resource. JC, has your team ever used Make It Home before?
We did not use Make It Home. We used the one in Concord that.
Got it.
The Mount Diablo Recycling?
Yes, we used
Yep.
that. Actually, LaShandria just recently used it and she did find some nice pieces in there.
Awesome.
And it was the partner that was like, nah, I don't want that, because, you know, they wanted certain items. No, but I'll actually have Sean talk about what she experienced. Is that okay? Because then she can give more detail as to some of the types of items that they have.
Well, actually, I did take a partner out there. The lady that I met with, she was very, very nice. She was very helpful.
Yeah.
They have a big warehouse. They allow you to go in and they have a lot of stuff. So you go in and you take your time. They don't rush you. It's not a lot of people in there, and you can go by section by section by section. They have household in one part. They have exercise equipment. They have stuff for babies. They have furniture. They have big items, tables, chairs, recliners. Oh my God, some of everything. They just have and they have a lot of nice stuff. They do allow you to, if you can't pick it up that day, they do allow you 7 days to come back and get it. What else was I thinking? I forgot what I was going to say, but it's really, really nice. You go in and, like I say, it's just a big warehouse and you take your time. They don't rush you at all.
Absolutely. Thank you, LaShandria. I've been to LaShandria was talking about Mount Diablo Recycling Center. That's in Pittsburgh, right?
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, so I went there a few years ago. It's been a while, but it's a great resource, and that one actually is free. I think their warehouse manager, I'm not sure if that's her title, Adriana, she is hoping to come on next month to talk about Mount Diablo Recycling Center. I have her flyer and everything.
I
and
just attached the flyer in the chat.
Thank you. I think a lot of you already know about that resource. It's a really great resource, and LaShandria is right. She's super nice. And you can go in there to pick out stuff for your participants. And all of the things that they get, from my understanding, is from kind of Central County. They'll go around and get items that people are putting on their curb as like recycled items, and they're all really nice stuff. So it's not like it's super used or anything like that. They only pick up kind of the best of the best recycled items. Jay, did you have your hand raised?
I did. I had a quick question about the Make It Home.
Yes.
You said anything, you can get anything, but is there a limit of what you can get? Is it like, because you said there was exercise equipment and everything. So how does that work?
So what LaShandria was talking about was Mount Diablo Recycling Center.
Oh,
And that very much, like, you can go in and pick really whatever you need.
Yeah, you could pick a lot of stuff. Anything that you see, if you could get it home, it's yours.
oh, okay. So that's the recycling center.
Yeah.
Okay, that's different than Make It Home. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And this one, you can actually do the requests online. So I haven't looked too much into that, but I would take a look at that. It did say, like, you can make really big orders. It's just that base $250, which if you have funds is a really great price.
And also to add to that, from what I understand, there is that 250 flat fee basically, but that's for like any size household. And they'll give you basically enough to furnish your whole household. Like it will be, if you say you have 3 kids, you know, and then there's you, so you need like twin beds, you need a queen bed, then you need a sofa set, a dining set. They also have like other housewares like dining, you know, utensils, plates, dishes, like pots and pans, lamps, things like that, like coffee tables. Like you can basically put it all in there. The thing about this is you don't get to choose the items. but they try to curate everything to have like a matching style. They won't give you like a whole bunch of like random mismatched stuff that it won't look nice. You don't get to choose, but yeah, there's no order basically too big is what they said. And they do try to like quote unquote curate so it will like look nice together in each room and whatnot. I guess the founder is like a interior designer or something like that. So
Sorry. That's cool. Well, I'm going to share this whole flyer so we won't spend 1,000 years looking through that. But yeah, it was a new resource to us and they wanted everyone to know that that's a resource you all can use. All right. And then another new resource, and this actually is, it sounds like a newer provider in our community. So I'm going to share their flyer as well. Oh, there. This one is called Options for Recovery. So this is it's a substance use treatment program in Concord. So it's in Central County. They just had their open house, so we just missed it yesterday. So unfortunately, I was hoping we would have this call before, but they did just have an open house. But wanted you all to know that it's a outpatient drug and alcohol treatment program. And definitely take a look at their website if you're interested in that for your participants or want to learn a little bit more. And their website is also linked on this flyer. I definitely think that could be a potential good resource for folks who are looking to do outpatient treatment. I know many of our clients, aren't necessarily wanting to do full inpatient treatment. So that's another great option for them if they're looking for outpatient, and it is in Concord.
Shelby, is this an extension of their Berkeley program or is it just have the same name? Do you know?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know.
It is an extension of the Berkeley program.
yeah, they're connected.
Cool.
Yep.
Awesome. I didn't know that. Thanks, Nat. All right, and I will make sure when we send out the slides that I link both of those flyers so you have those links. Okay, so as far as coordinated entry updates, this will probably be my last time doing those, and then I'm definitely going to hand it off to Mary for next month and moving forward. Just wanted to flag for you all, I've said this a million times, but I'm going to keep saying it. Make sure you're updating your VI SPDAT. So if you're a care center, or an emergency shelter, please make sure you're updating those VI SPDATs for your participants at a minimum every 6 months, but you're supposed to change it or update it anytime there's a major life event, which for our participants happens often. So please make sure that you're updating that accordingly. So for instance, if somebody, had a lot of hospital stays or something that might increase their score, definitely go back in and put a new VI SPDAT in. And I do want to say for the millionth time, please add your people to the community queue. When you're doing your VI and you don't click refer to the community queue or housing queue, then your participant is not on our list for housing and their name is never going to come up when we have openings. So please make sure you're doing that. Mary and myself are working on a way to potentially make that function automated in HMIS, but more to come on that. So for now, please keep toggling that button to blue and clicking save to make sure that all of your participants are on the queue who had a VI. And then the CE APR, the annual performance review, that is something that H3 submits to HUD every year. It's due in December. We already reached out to some of you providers to make some corrections with some data quality issues that we saw. And I think we will be continuing to do that in October and November. We also will have, hopefully in November, a training on yet another dashboard. You're probably so tired of hearing me talk about more dashboards, but we do have in existence already a dashboard for the CE APR that actually anybody has access to run. So we'll be doing a training hopefully next month when things slow down just a bit with you all, coordinated entry providers, on how to run that and how you can use that to correct your data errors. And you'll hear much more about that from Mary. And then just wanted to flag the updated coordinated entry policies and procedures that were approved a few months back, those are updated on our website. So I put the link in the slide so you can check that out. Those are up to date.
And you should have gotten an email.
Yes.
Yes, you
I-
should have gotten an email that also had a link to them and just highlighted what the changes are. If for some reason you didn't get that email, please ping me directly. I'm gonna put my email in here because that means you're not on the mailing list that you would need to be on.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jamie.
Mhm.
All right.
Hey, Shelby.
Yeah.
There's a question in the chat. It says about regarding VI Spadats. Would you like to add PO box address for participants currently not housed at the shelter? Who do I provide that information to?
That's a great question. Teresa, I will reach out to you after this call, or you can feel free to email me. I'll put my email in the chat. I can spell my own name, right? Any other questions I might have missed? Okay. All right, and then Red Team Corner, they don't have anything to present, but I did want to flag for you all the next HMIS Policy Committee meeting. That is next Tuesday, October 18th from 3 to 4, the usual time. I put the registration link in there. That is it's required for all of your HMIS admin. So every agency that's in HMIS has an HMIS administrator. They are required to be at that meeting. And then if you want to have any program managers or your leadership staff, that's also helpful. But there's always really great information there regarding HMIS. So if you are in HMIS, I would definitely recommend joining that call. COC Corner. Don't worry, Jamie J. I did put something about voting in there. I figured you would want to flag, so I did. I just want to update about the COC program models. You are probably tired of me talking about them. We're almost done. The performance dashboards that the Red Team has been working so hard on, and the self-assessment tool that our consultant Elaine has been working on, those trainings are happening today, tomorrow, Monday, and next Friday for those 7 different program models. So if you are one of those programs, you have been reached out to attend one of those trainings. So today we'll be meeting with our permanent supportive housing providers and our rapid rehousing providers on those trainings. So look forward to seeing a bunch of you later today. Jamie J, I'm going to pass it to you for your Learning Hub.
Oh, yes. And Joe, you're here too, so feel free to add in. I just wanted to flag, so for Homeless Awareness Month, which is November, next week we're going to have a bunch of stuff launching, including a video, a short video, like 4 minutes, and a toolkit that will have lots of information, including this information. But we're going to be having something called our COC Learning Hub in November. And we're actually going to try our first hybrid event since the pandemic. So brave folks can try and come in person if you want. Other brave folks can try and log in remotely. We are going to have recognizing 3 different categories of people that have been nominated for recognition. So people thriving in the face of homelessness, outstanding volunteers, and landlords. And then the rest of the meeting is really going to be a panel discussion with 5 folks from our community. The video will show, and hopefully you'll get to see it really soon, sort of people's discussion about what led to their homelessness. And then the panel conversation will be talking more about that experience, what helps support them move forward, and kind of where they are now, as well as providing some information for people about how to connect to services. Joe, is there anything you want to say? Joe is going to be in, Roots, thank you. Reflecting on our truth and stories. So this was a name for the event that the panelists actually came up with themselves. So we're going to have Joe and Juno, who are our chair and co-chair on the panel Council on Homelessness, that are actually going to be part of this. Also, Debbie Thomas, who is our clinical supervisor here at H3, actually is telling her story for the first time. Candace Wade, who actually works in behavioral health. She works in the Office for Consumer Empowerment. And then a 5th person who named Jad, who is also telling his story. So I'm super excited. It's going to be great. But we would love to see you there either on a screen or in person if you're able to attend.
I do have a question, actually.
Yeah, go for it.
Is there a separate registration for in-person as opposed to online?
No,
Or is it
it's a
just
good
one
question.
registration and show up? Is there a limit on who's going to be in person?
No, I think the room is actually pretty big and I don't think we're gonna hit the limit, but that's, yes, I will post the link in the chat.
cool.
Thank you. Yeah, right now we just have registration for when you register for the Zoom event, it actually has the physical mailing address as well. I mean, physical address for the, sorry, haven't had my coffee fully yet, but I think you know what I mean. So it'll have the address where the physical event will be as well, when you register. So I'm going to put this in the chat. Okay. Any questions about this? Okay.
Thank you, Jamie. I think you have more. Wait for it.
Probably. Wait.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Shelby, I love you.
I knew you would
Thank
want to plug
you. Yes. This morning I was like, oh no, I forgot to tell you about this. So hopefully you saw in our COC newsletter, we did a little shout out. So if you have clients that are experiencing homelessness, they are still eligible to vote. Just because you don't have a fixed address does not mean you can't vote. And this is also a plug for all of you. Please vote. If you're not sure if you're registered to vote, you can check. If you're not registered, you can register. You can even register the day of. Please, please, please vote. I am going to send the link in the chat for this. So this just is a little handout. There's a little handout that the California Department of Elections has put out, specifically answering questions about people experiencing homelessness and how to sort of register or how to indicate what their address is. So please just make sure, like, print some out, make sure that you have all that information just in case your clients are interested in voting. And Jamie Schechter says, ballots should have begun to be mailed out. I got mine already. So you and your clients should be receiving them soon if they haven't gotten them already. If they're not registered, that's okay. There's information on the document I dropped in the chat about how to actually register.
Thank you, Jamie. All right. I just wanted to plug for a homeless court that for those of you, I got a couple people who reached out to homeless court email. Mary and myself and one of our admin staff, Nestor, are monitoring that account while Lakeisha is out. We don't have homeless court for November. So if you were waiting to get your person on November homeless court, the court canceled it. So we'll have it again in December. You can please still send in your referrals. Just know that they won't be added until December. If you have questions, you can reach out to that homeless court email address. And Mary and Nestor will be able to respond.
And I'm actually going to drop in the chat the link if you want to register somebody for homeless court, how to do that. Yep, or refer people, I mean.
Absolutely. Yes, please do. And please note I think one change in the last few months. Everything else is the same that it's been for a long time. You have to do the referral form, the letter from yourself as their case manager. The participant themselves also has to write a letter basically saying how their circumstances have changed or improved. So that is the only change, is that they have to write a letter themselves and send that in with the referral. Okay. Back to you, Jamie.
Sorry, I'm like trying to do too many things behind the scenes. Sorry, guys, you're not getting my best self this morning. So we do a monthly training for homeless service providers. And this month on October 24th, we're going to have trauma-informed care. This is a super, super important one. This is basically looking at how trauma impacts your clients' lives, decision-making, behaviors, and also how you as a provider may, there are ways to think about how to approach folks, how to say things, how to sort of hold their information when, like when we do a VI, we are like digging in the deepest, most painful things, and usually you're a total stranger to them. So there's a lot of ways that we need to be thinking about trauma and how it impacts both the work that we're doing and also what's happening for clients and the ways that their trauma may be affecting like the information they're giving us that actually is going to have a direct impact on their chances for housing. So lots of stuff to think about that with, we have really great trainers coming. It will be recorded. There will be materials afterwards, but this is a very important one. So I'm gonna, again, I'm the little trained monkey behind the screen. I am gonna drop the link to register for this one as well in the chat. This one's gonna be in the morning on Monday, the 24th.
And in case the bold text wasn't clear, this is a required training, and it is most definitely required for any COC, CES providers, and definitely direct service staff. So program managers, we definitely want to have you there, but your direct service staff, your line staff should also most definitely be there.
Okay, so I just dropped the registration link in the chat.
Awesome. Thank you, Jamie. All right, we surprisingly got through that super fast. I'm impressed. This is our normal resource page. Basically want to draw your attention to that very last bullet. Make sure that you're signing up for any mailing lists you want to be a part of so you can get emails about trainings, any meetings we're having, any events, all of that. If you want information on everything, it'll show you all of the boxes you can click, and you can select all of them if you want, if you decide you want information on everything. But that is where you'll get emails from Jamie J. It comes from our constant contact email address, and it's in a nice little pretty template, and it'll have all of those registration links. So please make sure that you are adding yourself to those mailing lists.
Shelby, sorry, I remembered one other thing, and I just dropped it in the chat. It was in our newsletter, but just wanted to flag that today, the federal government is hosting a training about what they're now calling MPOX, so monkeypox. MPOX, specifically a training for homeless service providers. So particularly for those of you that have shelters or are working with clients, you know, kind of in your spaces, there might be some useful information for you there. It's at noon California time. So the link for that is also in the chat.
Thank you, Jamie. I forgot to add that. All right, does anyone have any announcements? Wayne, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I did see you had a little flyer in the newsletter, so didn't know if you wanted to plug for that.
I don't have the flyer in front of me, so.
It's okay, no worries. No worries.
But thanks for looking out.
Absolutely. Any other providers or anyone on the call have any announcements that they want to make?
I do.
Okay.
So I'm Jay, I'm coordinated entry specialist for the VA. I just want to put a plug in for the NOFA that was put out for legal services for homeless veterans. So it did get sent out, but if you didn't get it, please just go ahead and send me an email and I can forward it to you. Also, I just want to also put another plug in for veterans who may be eligible. It used to be most of our programs, you had to be eligible for VHA services, veteran healthcare services, but now there's been expansions to several of our programs, you know, for GPD, for SSVF, for our HUD-VASH, which is essentially Section 8 for veterans. And so this is expansion. So go ahead and you can either send them through the triage line, which I can also put in the chat. We have a social work triage line that you can call directly, and then they can go ahead and send you through eligibility, or you can just contact me directly. I'll put my email in the chat.
Awesome, thank you, Jay. I was going to put that in there, but also didn't want to put you on the spot, so I'm glad you said something.
And Jay, I just wanted to note, so I put the link to our COC newsletter in the chat, and there's a call out with information about the VA funding opportunity in there.
Awesome, thank you, Jay. Lubna, you have your hand raised.
Yes, good morning, everyone. My name is Lubna Hanif. I'm from Rubicon Programs, and we have awesome resources. I attend these meetings because we have people coming in, participants coming in who are often facing homelessness. So I want to be more aware, more in touch with the resources from the homeless services, so we can point our participants into the right direction. And also same letting you know about our services. We provide employment and training services, so if you have your participants who are ready to work, we have awesome resources here at Concord AJCC and all other Rubicon program offices and access points that we have for service. I have attended earlier in the start, but I have first time I'm like really looking into it because I'm getting more and more questions about homeless services. And this is a problem that's increasing every day. So every day we need to be more trained and known about the resources, and obviously have partnership with each other, so be helpful to each other. So I will on this email I will send a few flyers after this meeting, so you guys can look at the programs we have and services we have. I'll try to gather as much as information about Rubicon programs and their services. Today we have a packed meeting right here at the AJCC, where parole unit is doing the resource fair for people who are formerly incarcerated, and if they are homeless also, the people with basically the participants with barriers. So these kind of a lot of resources around training and employment and well-being we have. So I'll share with all of you, and nice to meet all of you. I will try to attend as much meetings I can to be, and someday I would want you guys to come to my staff meeting and talk to my team about the resources that's available. So that's the hope of this little partnership. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. We love to hear from Rubicon. I think we had some staff come on, might have been a few months ago at this point, but thank you so much. Tanya, I believe your hand was next, and then Teresa. And sorry, I should have specified Tanya Jacobs, not Tanya Goins.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Good morning.
Good morning.
Sorry. I did apologize for my camera being off, but I was wrapping up some work with a client. But the only announcement that I have is just a reminder. I know I'm new to this platform. We're new to the platform for some of the providers, but we're at Community Villages. Not only do we have our not only do we have our unhoused services, but we also have our food security program. And just to make mention to the community that we have our community pantry in El Sobrante every Wednesday. We try to go from 1 to 3 while supplies last, but due to inflation, we can't make it to that 3 o'clock mark or even 2 o'clock mark. But we're serving everyone within our community. And Jamie, yes, our program is on a 211 listing, as well as Contra Costa and Solano County Food Pantry as well too. And our other announcement is November the 16th will be, is a Wednesday, will be our community distribution for turkeys and holiday fixings as well, that we will have available for our communities. And for our communities unhoused, we have vendors that will make holiday meals particularly for them, but we have a limited amount. But thank you.
Thank you, Tanya. Would you be able to drop in the chat your location for those meal pickups?
Yes, I'll add it to the chat now.
Thank you. And thank you, Wayne. I was hoping you would mention that too. Okay, Teresa, I think you're next, then Vanessa, then Khalil.
Okay, I don't know if this is the right forum for this, but I just need some advice. I'm going to tackle this today. I have a participant who received a letter from Mercy Housing. It's dated October 4th, so he's on the list. He got called to move on to provide documentation. It's dated October 4th. He's homeless, by the way. Dated October 4th to respond by the 7th. he missed the deadline. Has anybody had any experience working with Mercy? You think they're willing to work with me on this? Is it worth my calling them and saying, hey?
Absolutely.
You
Okay.
came to the right place.
Go for it.
actually.
Okay, thank you.
Can you, Teresa, do you mind emailing me your participant's name? I will reach out to Mercy Management after this
Okay.
to make sure that they keep him on the wait list, because I was told if they don't respond within that period, which they're supposed to have 10 days, that doesn't sound like 10 days.
No.
Yeah, they're supposed to have 10 days to respond before their name gets taken off the wait list completely. So please send me their name and I'll reach out to management right away.
Thank you. I was gonna do that today myself, but if you want to, whatever, and then they had a 341 phone number on here on the bottom of the letter, and it's out of area code, so I don't know where that's at. So I didn't know if that was.
Don't think that's it. Mary, can you look at that email we got from Virginia? She put, I think, a general phone number, but I don't think it would have been a 341 number.
Okay, and it
That's the
doesn't
new
show
area
email, so I was
code.
gonna email her.
That's the new area code.
him. Okay, so go for it. All right, because again, it was dated October 4th to respond by the 7th, and he actually got the mail after that time. I mean, because where he gets the mail delivered, it's a friend's house. So anyways, so okay, I'm gonna go for it then. Thank you.
Yeah, actually, Tony, I didn't realize you were here. Can you speak to that a little more?
Yeah, I'm just hanging out. Yeah, a lot of people are working from home, so the 341 number is probably a cell number. So if that's the number on the letter, try that first, and then if you have trouble, reach out. We have all kinds of contact for Mercy.
Okay, I'm gonna go for it then.
Appreciate that. Okay, I think Vanessa is next.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Vanessa Calloway, and I am the project manager for the Castro encampment. And we have a few things that are coming up. We're currently working with LEAP Abigail Sims to provide GED courses for our residents. So that's something that's a work in progress. We're working on transportation, getting the residents actually to the GED offices or to LEAP offices. We're also planning a Thanksgiving dinner and celebration at the encampment on Thanksgiving. And so if you have anyone that is interested in volunteering, please have them reach out to me. I'll put my email in the chat. And so there's some good things happening at Castro. It's a work in progress. And so we're going to count every good thing double time. And so looking forward to collaborating more with you all. Sorry that I was late today, had another meeting prior. And so thank you all for the wonderful work that you're.
Thank you, Vanessa. I really appreciate that. And Vanessa, if you could be so kind to put your email in the chat so folks can reach out to you in case they want to volunteer, that's really great. And I definitely hear you are doing fantastic work there. Appreciate it. Okay, Khalil, it's finally your turn, and then JC.
Good morning, everyone. Sorry, my video is off. I just got through I'm doing kid drop off. So I just dropped the last kid off on my way into the office. So I do apologize. But Khalil Macklin, County Account Manager with Anthem Blue Cross, Program Manager with the Medicaid space. Glad to be here. I did put my information in the chat along with a little blurb that since I'm driving, I wasn't able to put the things that I wanted to share into the chat. So I was seeing if maybe I could send to the group or if I could send to someone to share with the group. But we have food insecurity programs, transportation for our members, when they're the reintegration programs for incarcerated people. We have programs for people who are displaced from their homes. I mean, we have all kinds of different incentives and programs that we'd love to be able to share with people for them to know, as well as I am in my 3.5, start of 4th month coming up. Every group I'm going to, I'm letting people know, please reach out to me for sponsorship opportunities, fundraising opportunities, us to come to events, anything that there is. In my previous roles, I've always been very involved in my community. And I want to make sure in this role, I continue to stay involved in the community in any capacity that we can with Anthem. So please, everyone on this call, feel free to reach out to me. And then lastly, I would like the opportunity possibly to send an invite to the group for our next community advisory committee meeting for Contra Costa that I'm hosting on November 15th from 2 to 3. So if there's some way maybe I can send that, if you could send me an email or something, and I can then send you that email and we can share it with the group so that we can get as many people to these advisory meetings, because the purpose and point of them is for us to provide resources for our community. Like I was on a call the other day and someone says, well, Khalil, you may not want to go to that committee because it's your competitors. And we don't have competitors. If we're all here truly to impact our community at that point, there's resources I don't provide that I'd like to be knowledgeable of to provide to my immediate clients, members, people that I come in contact with. So the purpose of these meetings for me is identifying as many community resources to be as impactfully positive as we all can. So Khalil Macklin, once again, I look forward to continuing to work with the group, and anybody, please, I'm getting some texts and emails. Continue to reach out to me. I'm here for you guys, and thank you very much.
And Khalil, this is Jamie Jeanette. Good to see you. You can always send all that stuff to me. I know we kind of have an email thread going already, but you can also, I put the information in the chat too about where you can mail that.
Thank you, Jamie. And I know I got to get you the stuff for it. Like you said, we got a correspondence. So thank you. I'll just stay in touch with you with that.
Awesome. Thank you, Khalil. JC, go ahead.
Good morning, everybody. Mine is not really about sharing resource. I would like to share a success, and I really want to give a shout out, if Lubna's still on here, to Rubicon Programs. We had a very time sensitive issue where a partner had to vacate Pomona because of his age. He was aging out and time was of the essence. And we didn't have much time because they said, okay, they even extended it. As a result of that, Rubicon stepped in and supported in this time sensitive issue. Not only supported him, previously incarcerated, supported him in rehabilitation, but also employment so that the property manager can consider him for housing. Sean took him to a unit viewing. When I say this gentleman was so thankful just to even be considered, he said, this is all my space. This is our why. So Rubicon, I really want to thank you for the collaboration on supporting in this time-sensitive endeavor to get him quickly employed. So Lubna, please share with your team how greatly we are appreciative, because West County out here, a lot of the partners that we serve are mainly in Central and East County, and the resources out here, especially with folks that are not familiar with the West County resources. He is very, very thankful. He signed his lease, he got his keys, and he's on his way. And so thank you very much.
And I also want to say, Rubicon, thank you, because not only did he come across some obstacles, but Rubicon brought him in and put him on the payroll for part-time, but they're also helping him look for full-time. He has a couple of interviews coming up and he's proud. Thank you.
Hi. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
Sorry, my internet was acting up for last 10 minutes. I did not hear the thing, and then I disconnected and I came back. So I missed everything, but I think one of your participants was part of our program.
Yes.
What was his name?
I don't do the HIPAA.
Yeah,
I can't give you
I know. I forgot
well,
about that.
We can
Sorry.
chat on the side, but
No, yes.
Lubna,
But
just in a
I'm
short
just trying to figure out which one of our coaches was trying to. What was their coach's name?
Because time
Yeah,
is of the
that's
essence, I
fine.
just want to share
But
the shout out.
Yes,
that-
yes. Thank you so
you,
much.
Rubicon. It was time sensitive. You stepped in right on time. The person is housed. And I just want, we get so many complaints from so many things, clients, partners, Shelby knows. So, just this small, it's the little successes that really matter.
Yes,
So your agency stepped in a major way, in a time sensitive way. So Lubna, I can have Sean send you the coach's name and then we could go from there. But
maybe I can give them shout out, because this
Yeah.
is great to hear, the collaboration, and it's such a good I just came, just for the
You can
information.
share the accolades with them, please. But,
Yes.
we want to recognize that because, we get folks that come into the office and say, you don't have any resources. You're not doing anything for us. And, that's just the trauma, the barriers that they come across when these small successes to them are huge successes for, the work. So I just really wanted to, shout you out. Okay.
Yes.
Shout out Rubicon.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We have great resources. Please, everyone, feel free to reach out. We do referrals within our programs. We have excellent business service who's working to get people employed. We have training funds. We can put them into, the participant into Viova paid training where they can get certification and got hired. It's been only 2 months and we have ran out of fund. We have used all of it. So that means that we are doing the things that we need to do in order to support the participants. So we are very, client centric place. So we please feel free to reach out and refer to us, and maybe later we can get in touch more on how to make referrals and how to how to follow up on them. So it's like
Absolutely. That's just one of the successes that I'm sharing. There's several.
Yes.
And then Tanya Jacobs, I believe, thank you for sharing your resource because again, we have so many resources out in East and Central, but not enough here in West County. So thank you so much for sharing that resource. We definitely will be reaching out.
Oh, everyone, you are really just full of life and joy today. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's so early in the morning, but it's really nice to get that many community announcements and shout outs. And JC, I like your idea of sharing a success story. I know we share it in the newsletter and we always have one, but I think it would be a great idea if we kind of make that a monthly thing, is share at least one success story. So if you want, you can submit them to me or feel free to just do that in the announcement section. But I think we should end our calls on that high note because I think that's really fantastic. And we have such great partners in Contra Costa. I think other communities say that about us. And I feel that we have really, really great homeless service providers in our community that really, really care about the people that we serve. So it's so nice that you all are shouting each other out, and I'm so glad more people can join this call. Does anyone else have any announcements? Jacqueline, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I did see you raise your hand earlier. So I want to make sure you got to talk if you had something you wanted to say. And it could have been by accident. And if it is, I won't bother you.
It was actually an accident.
Thanks, Alicia. No worries. I figured so. No worries. Okay. Well,
I forgot.
Go ahead.
I
Jamie.
do have something. Yes, thank you. I forgot. Jamie Schwechter pinged me earlier and then I forgot. So many of you have probably heard about Measure X. There's a pot of money basically that is going to be available for homeless services. And we are going to do some community input, basically focus groups and meetings over the next couple of weeks, maybe 4 to 6 weeks. And one of the things we're looking for, we're going to have some with providers, but we also want to do some obviously with people with lived experience. And so we are looking for potentially partners that will help us find folks that are interested in being part of these focus groups, potentially even hosting on site. So we're probably going to do like we're thinking either at like a care center or a shelter where we can have a conference room. And Jamie, I don't know if there's other stuff you want to add.
Yes, I'll jump in. We want to make sure that these are geographically diverse. So we're looking for partners in East County, Central, and West because we're hosting 3. And folks will be receiving compensation for attending. So we'll be giving out gift cards. But if you're a provider that hosts a community meal that we could piggyback on, that would be maybe a great partnership to capture folks where they're already going to be, make it less inconvenient for traveling, all that fun stuff. So we would love to hear from you. And we will, of course, share it widely and broadly when the dates are scheduled.
Yes, so JC, yes, we will have stipends or gift cards for people that participate. Absolutely. That is best practice for sure. And we're going to try and have food. Yep.
Awesome. Okay, everybody, I'm going to go back to the slide so we can get our next call. So our next call is going to be Thursday, November 10th from 8:30 to 9:30. Hopefully you all have the right registration link now. If you go to open it, it says the link doesn't work or it's expired, that's the old one. You can get rid of those. But we did send out a new link, and I know Jamie J sent that out probably right at 8:30 this morning. But any last minute questions, other announcements, anything? All right, y'all. Well, I will give you a measly 5 minutes back of your life, and I will see you in November. Thanks, everybody. And please feel free to share any success stories with me that I can add, or if you're a provider and you want to talk about your services more in depth, please let me know. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
See you
Thank you,
next time.
everybody.
Everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.